This video isn't meant to exist. I don't mean that it's secret or that I don't want to release it, but it has come to be because of something I never expected. See, my very first video on the Pegasus X was only created because I was looking for something to film. Completely against my expectations, it has reached over 5,000 views, and it's one of the top 10 videos on my entire channel. However, it appears that there are a few common misconceptions about the Pegasus X. The goal of this video is to sort out some of the facts about the Pegasus X, as well as to explain where it came from, why it was made, and why the finished product is so strange. This is Pegasus, the whole story. I'm going to start this video the same way I started the last one. That is, by saying that in late June and early July of 2014, my grade 6 class was, as elementary school classes often do, experiencing a classroom fad, this one being for paper fans. This had begun when a group of students jokingly set up a quote-unquote company called Easy Breeze. These students would place paper fans in a paper box at the door to the classroom for use by others during the day. While these fans were really just simple crafts, they were enough to convince a friend of mine, who we shall call Jake, to start up some competition. As such, on June 6th, 2014, Jake announced the formation of what he called Pegasus Propulsion and Cooling. Though the name was confusing and pretentious, some of his ideas weren't half bad. He planned to produce a simple battery-powered electric fan, known as the Pegasus E, which would be sold to his classmates and, according to promotional printouts made very early on, allow easy cooling without paying more than $15. Other stranger ideas included the Performance Pegasus R, which was supposedly going to use a gasoline engine and was dropped after a day or two, the Pegasus Tough, which was seemingly a ruggedized Pegasus E, and, of course, the Pegasus X. Jake planned to sell cheap Pegasus E fans by demonstrating the significantly more advanced Pegasus X, a surprisingly sound marketing strategy coming from someone who thought they could run an indoor fan off a gasoline engine. Jake planned for the Pegasus X to include a wide array of supposedly advanced features, including lasers for aiming, rubber fan blades, and a non-existent airflow direction mesh called Mesh Tech. Though these features were a textbook example of snake oil, by far the most touted supposed feature was the built-in computerized control system. Jake asked me to develop the computer part, while he would work on the fan. Though the Gambas programming language was initially considered, we eventually settled on Chronos. Chronos was, at the time, a completely separate and extremely new project I was working on for RiddyBox, a separate software development group consisting of me and a few other friends. Though an extremely simple proof-of-concept version existed, its capabilities were minimal and it lacked any kind of user interface, simply displaying its logo and IP address on a blue background. While I began work on the software, Jake began work on the fan components. One of his first tests, involving a motor removed from a regular room fan, resulted in him electrically shocking himself on mains power. This led to the cancellation of the plans to repurpose existing fan components, which, to the best of my understanding and according to a recently discovered 2015 document, was by his own choice. As Jake and I generally talked exclusively at school, summer holidays presented a significant barrier to communication. The first feature added was weather, followed by never-implemented UI tests, but after that, development slowed and the project went largely untouched for the majority of the summer. So that was the first episode of Pegasus the Whole Story. If you're interested in seeing future episodes, then please do subscribe. There's still a very, very small channel, it does help us grow, and until next time, bye!